All right, so here we are in the kitchen. And in the kitchen, the only two items that you need, well, really it's three. You definitely need an oven to heat up your mixture, or you can put it, in we have the pull-out oven, which is over here where you would bake pies, turkeys, bigger items. And that's the oven. And then right here, you have your stove top. So the stove top or oven, you can use either one. You can use a microwave. It's just going to change the molecular structure of the MTC oil and fractionated coconut oil mixture. That's two of them mixed into one. This is a polysaccharide type of oil that's not too greasy. It's not too like oily, gives you that shiny, like you just slathered your face in oil and grease and you're looking kind of greasy. Sometimes that greasy look is kind of good. It's flawless and you have that glass skin, but some people don't like that. That's why you would need this type of oil for other products that is not so runny or greasy and that actually mixes well with other products. So for our CBD, we're going to use this type of oil. It has no smell at all. And like I said, it's a polysaccharide, so you only need a little bit. This whole gallon right here, man, I'm only down to right there. And I've been using this since 2020. I think I bought this in December, like December 12th or 11th, something like that. And it was right before I graduated college. And thank God I got my ring, I got my degree. Oh, praise God. Oh, Jesus, these times are troubling times. So you need those extra backup plans or extra streams of income to do well in this fickle world, because it's getting crazy. But it is getting better. Thank God to us voting and getting out there and voting for our rights and at least better quality of life and way of living, okay? So we'll talk about that stuff later on. But as far as this type of oil, I've had it that long and I've only, maybe that much. And it's a lot of liquid. So for here, you only need those two items, the stovetop or the oven. But like I said, if you put it in a microwave, even if you put it on for like 10 seconds, which is very minor, these microwaves right now, you really don't need 30 seconds anymore or a minute or 2 minutes. Even to warm up my coffee, I only put it in there for about 15, 20 seconds. And it comes out hot as I don't know what. Because my microwave that I have now, oh man, it's brand new, it's nice. So be careful of your power of your microwave, your stove or oven, and then your stove tops. They're very powerful. As you can see, this stove top is brand spanking new. They just bought this thing heats up like that in like 2 seconds. So remember, you can't just walk away from this type of stovetop thinking, oh, I got 5 minutes. No, it's gonna come back burnt. This is a product that you do not want to burn. Anything with CBD, because remember, when you smoke CBD or marijuana, weed, when you're smoking it, yes, you do get about 70% of it in your body. Maybe 80 if you're breathing it in pretty fast. But you're still missing 15, 20, sometimes even 25% in hell. If you smoke slow drags, you're missing 30% of your product. So that means when you have to take 2 or 3 joints, you smoke a day or maybe 4, you're smoking too much because you're not getting in, because you're burning it. When you light it, the flames kill most of the good ingredients. Same thing for your stove, your oven. You do not want to melt or disperse or burst the molecules of the trichomes, the THC, the little crystals. Those crystals are powerful. That's what it gives us the healing in the CBD, the THC. Well, THC, it gives you your high. And depending on if it's a sativa or an indica. So that is not what we're going to learn today. The weed side of it, we're learning the CBD, the medicinal healing side of it. For those who have anxiety, depression, stress, all types of bullshit in the world, we are going to induce or introduce it into the bloodstream through transepidermal channels in our skin, through massage or facial or shower. That's what CBD is going to do. It's going to go into our skin. It's like, wow, I can now heal the skin from outside in, or you can drink your CBD inside out. So let's go ahead and go into step 1. Like I said earlier, have a stove top or an oven. Today we're gonna have a stove top. We're only gonna put it on low. So from here, low. It's literally your first notch going to the left. Left is low, right is high. So see how the red light came on? It's on. Ooh, sweating, it's hot, Jesus. Anyways, you're gonna need a nice, at least stainless steel. If it's iron, that's okay. Iron has a hotter boiling point than the steel. The steel dissipates the heat evenly, which is a little bit better. I would use the steel. So take your steel bowl, put it down, take your MCT oil or fractionated coconut oil if you don't want the both combined. I have them both into one, okay? And you can buy this. The link in the description below. Just scroll down. It's right there in the blue highlighted. It says buy here. You just click on it. This is where I bought it from, okay? And it comes from California. Good stuff, good farm. I called them, they pick up the phone. I looked at their website. I'm gonna go out there for a tour one day and become a real VIP member, because they sell like 2 or 3 of these for the same price as one if you're one of their members. So it's great. So from here, you're just gonna pour in your oil. Just a slow pour. That's about it right now. I'll get a closer view in just a moment. You keep it on low for about maybe just 5 minutes. That 5 minutes, don't walk away, don't go to the store, don't watch TV, please don't, because you need to keep an eye on it, because even right now, because even though I have it on low, you can start to see it, not burnt, but the little waves. When you see waves or the little, almost when you're looking at a hot desert and you see the little waves in the background, oh yeah, that's heat. So heat, and the same thing as the pot, you're doing fine. It does not need to boil. Do not boil the oil. Remember, you're getting rid of all the natural healing factors of the oil and the THC or your CBD. So we're gonna mix our CBD in just a moment. I just wanna heat up the oil. This is the simplest way to do it. You can actually add in your CBD if you want to, right in here in the pot. Bad thing about that is it's gonna aromatize or whatever, it's gonna be your whole house. So when I say it's gonna go through the vents, this is a vent right here. This venting system goes through your house and it goes out through the chimney or an exhaust vent, but it is still connected to your central air conditioning and heating unit, your HVAC. So if you have a party or you're trying to cook this when you got kids and stuff, they're not gonna get high unless you put THC. But if you just use CBD, and I'll have a link in the description below, just click it. It says where to buy, where I get my CBD from. It's from a farm, it's from California. Oh man, it's awesome. It's legal. They will send you all the packets of information with you so you don't get into any type of troubles. I just wouldn't be transporting it on the road if you got like a quarter pound, half a pound. It still smells exactly like weed. It comes from the marijuana plant. So don't get it twisted thinking like, oh, I bought this from Benjamin's website or this farmer's website and it's legal. The cops aren't going to understand the differences between CBD and THC because they both smell exactly the same. It's very strong, it's potent, it's dank, like for real. So that's what I'm saying. When this vent comes on, make sure you have a window open. I only heat the oil and then I mix my CBD inside the oil and put it in a bottle and seal it. So it's pungent. I'm warning you. If your husband comes home, your wife comes home, kids, they're gonna wonder, what does that smell? Because it permeates through the house. Trust me, it permeates. So when you get pulled over by the cops, you try to put some Febreze and spray and like, oh, well, you haven't been smoking. I can smell that even before I get out my cruiser. So if I'm getting out my car, pull you over, I'm like 2 Henry 4 traffic. I have a Maryland tag, car's occupied 3 times, hold me out. So I'm out, I'm gonna get out my car, touch the back bumper. I can smell that weed literally before I even get to your car because the trail, it travels. So same thing for CBD. It is strong, it is potent. Be careful. I am explaining this from an expert point of view. Through my training and experience as a police officer for over 10 years, trust me, and I've been through narcotics, I've been through the TAC team, I've been through patrol, and I'm missing one, the detective bureau. So with all that training I've gone through, and I've taken extra trainings in other states and stuff like that through, I know what we're looking for. I know how easy it is to get caught up. And just for a little seed on your seat, they can impound your car. It's called asset forfeiture. So you got to go through this whole process. Yes, they might give you your car back for a seed, but they could still technically impound it forever. You don't want to lose your career, your life, anything, even if it is CBD. Because if you go to court and prove it it's not, then yes, everything's fine, but you just wasted 3 to 4 months of going through a court battle that the cops, they're just doing their job. They're not the court. They're just doing what they were told to do in the academy, and then they arrest you, take your car, and then you got to go to court to explain everything that is CBD. Your Honor, here's the paperwork, here's the weed, it's tested. Hey, it's less than 0.3%. Where's my car? So then you get it back, but it's like, damn, it's all ransacked, ran through, because trust me, they ran a drug dog through it. They ripped up your seats looking for other evidence in that car. Trust me, that's how they get you. And they're trying to link that to your house and try to forfeit every other thing that they can link you to, your friends, Facebook pictures, Instagram, where you've gone, where you work. They're gonna contact everything. So be careful. I'm warning you, be careful. So from here, it's still on low. You can see it's not boiling, it's not steaming. If it's boiling and steaming, it's too hot. You might as well get rid of that oil. You can't use it because if you pour that CBD inside of it, it's too hot. It's gonna disperse your trichomes. Once a trichome, it's like smoking it. Once you smoked it or burnt it with flames or fire or heat, it's gone. So that's the differences. And that's why you won't feel a difference in your body and your joints, because like, man, nothing was in that CBD. That crap that they're selling in the mall is just crap. The crap that they sell on Amazon or wherever else, it is crap. You're not gonna feel a difference because it's not pure CBD. So this is how you make it. The easiest way is heating it with your oil. Now we're gonna go into part 2 about how we're gonna pour it into the bottle, put our CBD into the bottle, and let it permeate naturally. Let it sit for 2 to 3 days only. You can get away with 1 day, but it's just not gonna be as strong because it hasn't had time to permeate and you're using it. Let it sit for 2 to 3 days. I guarantee you, it's gonna be a clear liquid like this, clear. But once you put your CBD inside of it, oh, when that color turns dark, like green, oh yeah, you know, and then you can smell it. Man, whew, good stuff. If you smell your bottle, you like, and it's all in your nose, you're trying to breathe it in, then it's not working. You did not mix it right, okay? Some people try to decarboxylate their CBD or their marijuana through a air dryer or some sort of fancy machine that costs $2,000 or $3,000. Like, that's crazy. It's already decarboxylated if you just put warm oil or bake it properly at the right temperature, like your cannabis butter. It's already decarboxylated. That's the form that hits when a natural heating source hits it, but it's not too flammable to where it's gonna burst everything, the trichomes. It's already decarboxylated. Some of the CBD that you will actually buy from the website, I'm gonna put a link in the description, it's already actually decarboxylated. You don't need to activate anything. This is how simple this class is. So again, step 1, all we did was find a nice stove or an oven, your choice. Please don't use a microwave, please, because it's gonna change the molecular structure. So step 1, stove or oven, low heat, pour your oil in, that's it. Step 2 is to pour the oil in. Now, going to step 3 is just introducing your CBD into the warm oil. It's nice and buttery and juicy and glistening and oh, sedative. Good God, it's gonna be wonderful. And you can mix this in with your CBD massage oils and everything that you want to make for your products. Mix it on in there. It's good stuff. All right, so let's go get a closer view of what's going on. Okay, so as you guys can see here, that's the oil in the bowl. And we actually had the knob turned to low, a low setting. As you see the red light, the indicator's on, but the low setting knob right there, see it's on the first little low notch. That's all it says is low, that's it. See, had to focus, sorry about that. You do not want to go to number 2 unless you want to heat it up quickly. Do not go to the 3 or 4, that's too hot. Just stick with low to number 2. That is it. Now from here, the oil that we poured in, see how it's already turning a little bit golden? Right, so in the bottle, it's clear. So the clear liquid in the bottle, this is how fractionated coconut oil fractionated. I mean, it's fractions of thousands of coconut strands or cells, and then it comes to a clear liquid form. Now, when it hardens and solidified, it's not fractionated. That means it's the whole coconut. Nothing's broken down, nothing's added to it. This is fractionated. It means a liquid form, it will not harden or solidify. Mixed with MTC oil. So MTC, just like the monosaccharide chain
Oh my God, I'm triglycerides. I'm trying to think of what NTC stands for, but anyway, it's just a scientific term. Nothing super fancy, just three different words: MCT, hydrochloride, something. So that's all they mean is just three different words. So see how it's golden? That means the heat got to it. That's all we want to look for is golden. Not super gold. That's because I've had it in here for a little while now, at least more than 10 minutes. Because if you look at the video and you see when I poured it at the 10-minute mark. Or, I'm sorry, it took 10 minutes after I poured it. And you don't even want this in here for 10 minutes. Because see how it's golden? It's okay. It's just that clear is better. So see, that's what I'm saying. You only need 5 minutes. You do not need 10 minutes, 12 minutes, whatever, because it's going to start to bake. Even at this low temperature, right, it has like a little gold film, but it's still clear. It's still good. Nothing's wrong with it. We're still going to use it, but you don't want to bake it too long because, yes, it will become all gold. And so remember, these are the only two items that we used so far because we turned it on to low setting, poured the oil into the bowl, and now we're going to pour the bowl's contents into a container with our CBD. So welcome. I'd like to welcome you guys to the product making class. So the product making class, I know you guys have been just yelling at me about, hey, when is this going to happen? When are you going to put everything together? I actually had to check with different states, cities, municipalities, townships, you name it, just to make sure I'm teaching you how to make these products in a safe way and a legal way. Now, all these big wig companies that actually own the rights and privileges to most beauty products that you see in Sephora, Ulta Beauty, JC Penney, Macy's, all these places in the mall, you know what I mean? Dollar store, even, you know what I mean? Dollar store got some products, you'd be surprised. But if you make certain products and you're using their likeness or their products, which I'm going to show you an easy way instead of making it by hand. Making it by hand is what took me so long to actually put this video together, but then I chose not to make it by hand because by making it by hand, man, I need like an actual full studio like to really make products. And so when you're making these products, like yeah, they come in bulk. You're not going to just make one or two things out of, you know, these soaps or these chemicals or whatever cleanser you're going to use. You're going to buy it in like mass quantities. You know what I mean? Like this is actually a smaller version of, they actually come in a big old container. So to make that type of product, man, you need space. This is a small space. This is just a countertop. That's all it is. And I still don't have enough room. And I'm only showing you how to make one product out of all of this. Right? So if you're making 10, 20, 15 products, whatever it is, yeah, you need space. You need room. So for me, I had to, consolidate. I had to calm that down or bring it down to where everybody can use these products and it's over the counter. You can buy them in any store. If you are from overseas, I actually had to take that into consideration because in some places they don't sell hydrogen peroxide. Yeah, hydrogen peroxide. Some places overseas don't sell the same items that you can go to the mall and buy or at the 7-Eleven, Walgreens, whatever, not to name their names, but it's convenient for people here in the United States. Or if you're in Canada, or if you're in certain parts of, overseas in like the UK, Spain, you know what I mean, Dominican Republic, stuff like that, or even Africa. Like there's certain parts, but not every place has these products at all. And some countries you can't ship into their country, even if you have Amazon. Some Amazon sites is different for the UK, America, everywhere else. Amazon is totally different. I had to learn that the hard way. I thought Amazon was the same everywhere. It is not. You can only purchase certain things if you're a business or it gets crazy. It really, really does. So this is why I had to revamp everything because if I show you how to make these products and you can't even get access to the, I guess, the stuff that you're going to make, whatever you're going to make with, it's pointless. So I do apologize for taking so long. I just had to make sure I have checks and balances. I'm not pissing anybody off. I'm not going to square off against the FDA because they're going to hate me for making this video for you because I'm actually teaching you not to go and spend your money somewhere else when you can make the product at home. No one likes competition, especially even a billion-dollar company does not like competition, even if you're so small, because big things always have small beginnings. And they know me, I'm a disruptor. So let's begin in what we need for our, and the sign's way over here, whatever. But this is our, oh Jesus Lord, product making class. This is 2000 or 2021, and things will change in the future. So I'm just saying this is just for now, the 2021 product making class, okay? But in the future, making products will be actually even easier than what this class is. So don't do everything that I'm going to teach you now and then do this like 5 years later. Things that might change. You can actually use a easier process. Not everything here is the gospel. It's not written in stone. It is not the 10 commandments. You shouldn't follow this, not the Bible. This is just what I do. So again, if you are better than me, you probably shouldn't be watching me at all. You could be great somewhere else. Remember, everybody's better than me. I'm just a facilitator. I help people. That's all. I'm nobody, really. But I know I'm the greatest. I already know that. But you need to know that you're the greatest too. So don't get mad at certain things that I'm showing here. You can do it too. You can do it a better way. And I want you to do it a better way, you know? So first and foremost, what you're gonna need for the class are the products. So let's go over what you're gonna need. All right, so let's first go over the hardware of what you need before we even get into the products. Because remember, you need to pour things into a bowl or your hardware to even make your products. So never buy your products without having what you need to actually mix or make or boil or warm up, stir, all that good stuff before you buy your products. Make sure you have your hardware. This is your hardware. So hard, all right? So your hardware, the very first one, well, it doesn't have to be the first one. You need some sort of like measuring cups and siphons. A siphon is something that, pretty much these little bottles right here, the little bottle that you poured in. Now, yes, you could take this big old gallon and pour it in here if you're so perfectly ambidextrous, or, you have a surgeon's skillful hand to pour it in here without spilling this, then you're a beast. Now, I don't know if you've ever poured gasoline in an actual gas tank or gas can. It's hard to do. That gas does not move like regular water. Oil does not move like regular water. So be careful. You need some sort of filter or siphon. So this filter, when you're pouring it into the bottle, it pours it in there perfectly. So you need one of these little filters, okay? So that's your first filter. Some bottles are super, super tiny, even smaller than this. So you need a super small filter. The super small filters you can always get from any type of beauty store that sells fragrance or any type of aromatherapy. Those type of shops, you can always find them, or online. They sell these in like 200 of them. I mean, just for like 10 bucks. It's really easy, but it's super tiny for super small bottles, okay? You're gonna need your bottles, of course, but we'll talk about this hardware in just a moment. Measuring cups, spoons, bowls, bottles, whatever you're gonna use to measure things out. Hey, I only just use the 2 tablespoon or the 1 tablespoon. So this is just 1 tablespoon, but this is 2 of these equal 1 of these. None of these equals this one, okay? So instead of just keep pouring in, 4 of these, I can just do 1, 2, and I'm done. So that's why I like the bigger one. But remember, it says it even right here, 2 tablespoons is the biggest spoon. So when you're at the little table and you drink your soup, yeah, it's a tablespoon. This is the one that you get the soup. You got the crab legs in there, the shrimp, the lobster, clams, yeah, all that good stuff. Damn, yeah, you need a tablespoon. You know what I mean? So, well, 1 tablespoon to do it, but I like the 2 tablespoons. You eat ice cream, yeah, I get in there for real, for real. You know how I get down. So you can use the 1 if you want to, but I'm a man. I'm gonna use this one. But that has nothing to do with being a man or woman or trans. Look, just know you can use either one. So if you don't have this one, guess what? Everybody pretty much has this one. You're just gonna add in 2. 2 of these equals 1 of these. Can't stress that enough. All right. So let's put those down. And then the Christmas colors. Oh man, good stuff. Mixing and baking and oh yeah. Shit. So now we're gonna go ahead and go into, oh actually, so sorry, more over here. This whole little pot isn't very important to buy. Just your little lemon squeezer or orange juice squeezer. Mainly this is a lemon squeezer because it's smaller and it has the lime or lemon color, mainly a lime. The lemon one is yellow, of course, but you can squeeze a lemon in here if you want to. Just kind of got to fit it in there. It's kind of big, but you're going to need to squeeze your CBD, or you're going to need to squeeze certain products that you use that are hard or viscous, you know, some sort of jelly like material, and you want to squeeze it out to where you get all the goodness out of it. Aloe vera plant, you can just squeeze it instead of peeling all the peels off. You just put it right on in here, squeeze it, the juice will come out, and the plant still stays on the inside. You just bloop, you know, pluck it on out, throw it away, or put it in the garden for compost. Heal the earth. Heal the earth. All right, put that down. Put that down. Now, the gauze pad, you don't have to have gauze pad or a pretty much a, man, I'm trying to think of the name of the cloth, the cheesecloth basically. So cheesecloth is good, but cheesecloth is, you got to really squeeze and break your fingers and stuff like that. I just use gauze. Gauze is, nothing really goes through here anyway. And the plants that we're going to use or the products, you'll see it get caught into the gauze better than cheesecloth. Cheesecloth, it's still good. I just use the gauze because almost every esthetician or skincare professional has a gauze. Or in your first aid kit, you know, hey, your badass kids, they're running around. They get bumps and scrapes all the time. And hey, you got those gauze pads in that first aid kit. I guarantee it. Just unravel it like we're going to do in the video. Keep it moving. Put that down. Chopsticks. Chopsticks, you know, Miyagi was trying to teach Daniel's son how to use them damn chopsticks, and Daniel's son was acting a fucking fool in Karate Kid Part 1, 2, and 3. That fool was, yeah, Daniel's son never learned. He was always fucking around. So Miyagi was, you know, you take them apart, of course, so nice and easy. Don't just snap them off. You can, but you need to be careful. Gentle pressure. And when you're using your chopsticks, I'm only using them for stirring purposes. We are not going to be eating sushi and all this other good stuff. We're okay. Put them down. Stop playing. Now, you need a filter. Now, yes, we talked about the cheesecloth or the gauze pads, but I do both. I line it with the gauze pad, let it sit over the bowl, let it drain. Nothing comes out of it. We're good to go. Because you're going to make your cannabis oils, your massage CBD oil, facial CBD oil. Oh, man. Yes, your beard CBD oil, all that good stuff so you can look good for your girl, smell good, and y'all can get a nice little buzz going on while you're having good times. You know what I mean? So you get your filter, and it filters it without the gauze pads, but you're going to see in a moment. Put that down. You are going to need a nice size bowl. Any bowl will do as long as it's about as big as your hand can fit into it, is big enough. Now, if it's even bigger than this, that's fine as well. If it's smaller than this, like this bowl, that's okay too. Just take your time. That's all. I like this big bowl because I can make mistakes, okay? Put that down. Now, this hardware is going to be your pour because it has a little spout. You just pour it in. Yes, nice and spout. It just comes out nice and even. So when you're making your massage oils, your creams, your lotions, damn, if you're trying to use a regular cup like this, just make sure you bend the cup and then it has like a nice little hole. But if you try to pour regularly, it's going to have a big pore or mouth opening. So you want to close it and then pour, okay? This has sugar in it, I'm just showing you. So no lean or nothing like that. But this one has a nice little spout. You don't have to fold or anything, just pour. You're gonna see in just a moment, okay? Put that down. This one right here has my oil, as you've seen in the early video when we made this oil. Well, we basically just heated it up. The oil comes in this container, MCT fractionated coconut oil. All of these items, as I said before in the earlier video, will be clickable as soon as you scroll down your video. You're watching it here, you just scroll with your little mouse or your 2 fingers or 1 finger, whatever you're doing, make that screen go down. We all know how to do that. And right below it, it should be some blue highlighted text or a link, a hyperlink. It goes to where you can buy all of these products. So no worries, I got you. So now, be careful. Now, You're gonna have your oil. If your oil gets cold, and the item that I just dropped was our lighter, you can reheat your, oh yeah. You don't need it super hot at all. I'm just saying if it gets a little too cold or too, I guess, lukewarm, because you want it to be hot enough to melt your CBD flower. And we're gonna go into that in just a moment. But if it's kind of cold, you would have to wait at least 1 to 2 days and let it, you know, go out into the form of a healing factor instead of it being something to where you have to smoke it, okay? For it to get off those terpenes off the leaves, you need something to be warm, not hot. You don't want to burn it off. It does not have, if your bowl is super duper hot and you can't even hold it, don't do it. Don't do it. If you can't hold it for more than 5 minutes or 2 minutes, whatever, don't do it. Don't do it because it's too hot. You're gonna burn all the goodness and essence out. Mine is perfectly warm. It's perfect temperature. You can have a thermometer test it if you want to. If it's around 70-ish degrees, I mean 68 to 72, maybe 74. You don't need it higher than 75 degrees. I mean, man, that's like going outside. You're gonna be sweating. 75 degrees is pretty hot. 80 is definitely higher. You know what I mean? So you want at least 68 and under, no less than about, I would say, 62 degrees, maybe 64. I mean, give or take, because 60 is still pretty warm temperature. It's not cold. A 60-degree day is actually pretty a nice day. If you're in the winter, I'm like, wow, thank God we got a 60-degree day. Shit, and the snow and shit, it's great. So just make sure it's nice and warm. Take your finger, dip it in. If it feels nice and warm, you're good to go. It does not need to be hot. Can't stress that enough, please. You know, wipe that down. Moisturize your hand. Look at that. Yep. Okay, so you got your oil. You heated it up in the first video. You seen that. You got all your items that you need. Now we go into the products that we need, and that's what we're going to go into next. All right, so in these videos, if I'm talking too fast, please excuse me. It's just sometimes I get excited about making these products, and I don't want to waste your time. Sometimes I can talk way too much. We know. I act crazy sometimes, yeah. It's hard living with myself, let me tell you. Shit. But I do it for a purpose for those who do want to learn, who do need it step by step by step. Because in schools, they're not going to teach you product making class. I don't know of a school that does. I really don't. And I've been around for a long time in this beauty game. Massage therapy for over 17 years now. Aesthetics for over 12 years. And I've been to all the beauty shows, expos, you name it, from Philadelphia, New York, Miami, Houston, Chicago, Arizona, San Diego. Yes, I've been around and overseas. And so they're not willing to teach you this stuff because now they know that you're, oh yeah, competition. These companies and schools, they make a lot of money off of just products. They don't really care about the massage or the facials. If you can sell an $80 cream or $150 cream, that's 2 facials in certain places. I'd rather sell my products than have to pay somebody to do a service. If you can sell products, you don't need to do services. The products are more than the services. You really have to look at that. And when you see these packages that are $400, $500, that's because you're getting a whole inclusive hair wrap, body wrap, seaweed, whatever. You're getting your hair, nails done. You're getting like the works. That's the only reason why it's that much. But some of these products, like a hyaluronic acid, you see these L'Oreal commercials or whatever it is. Oh, hydration gel and boosting gels. That stuff is like 85. A vitamin C cream that costs $60. Like, damn. And it comes in like, actually smaller than this. Yeah, this size bottle, $65. Damn. So if you sell 2 of these, like, man, you're at $130. That is a massage. That is a whole facial service. And just a small ass bottle. Products kill. You sell 2 of these, you forget about, man, like, yeah, I don't have to worry about doing services. I can just sell this online. And that's what you can do. These places don't want you knowing your power. They want you to break your back. They know how many massages you got to do. You're going to get tired. They know how many facials you're going to do. You're going to get tired of sitting in that chair dealing with people's shit. Like, hey, if you don't shut the hell up, I'm tired of hearing about your husband. Damn, he's crazy. Get rid of him. Divorce him. Get the estate. Get the money. And get the kids. Get out of there. They know you're going to get tired of that. But they will never get tired of selling products because it sells itself. So now let's go into what you need for these products. And let's stop running my damn mouth. All right, so we got our little bowl. We're gonna get them out the way. So we're gonna go into not so much hardware, but it's still hardware, but software a little bit. I know it's little computer terms, but the software, because any of these bottles are super soft, and this is what runs your product. The product is like your CPU. It's like the brain of the computer. It's what you need to function, but we need something to carry that function, like the head. Our brain is our CPU, but our body or our limbs and everything else is the software, because it's soft. A car hits our body, you see the softness of our blood splatter every damn where. Software. So if it's soft, yeah, just like your bottles, plastic, when you drop them, oh Jesus, software, it didn't break. So, but if it's hardware, you break your brain or your noggin, it's not just gonna drop and, oh, let me pick it up. Oh shit. So it's not gonna be as easy as coming back to life, okay? Software. The software that you're gonna use, we're gonna use in a minute, but our main ingredient today, because right now we're actually gonna do our first product. Our first product right now is always going to be CBD and how to make your CBD facial, CBD massage cream, your CBD soaps and cleansers. This is what you need. You need your CBD, real CBD, homegrown CBD. Even from the bag, it's ziplocked and everything. It comes in another bag. It's potent as fuck. I am going to warn you. If you have kids, if you have a husband who's crazy, a girlfriend who's crazy, or a wife, or shit, if you're lucky, you got 3 wives, man, you all right. You're doing good. Or 4 husbands, shit, you're like Queen Bee. Damn, better than Beyonce. But if you have all them and they're worried about your lifestyle choices and they think you're getting high and blah, 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 I'm like, no, baby, this is just CBD, but it has a pungent smell that goes throughout the house. Yes, if you're running your air conditioning, heating, whatever, this stuff is dank. It's like I'm getting like a nice, sedative, seductive, calm just by inhaling this. And I'm not a true smoker, but it does smell good. I don't even have it open, but if you open it up, yeah, it's like, man, it hits you really, really hard because it's good quality stuff. The stuff that they're selling you online or in these stores is a bunch of bullshit. You are spending, again, like I said, products make money. Even if it's a $1 billion product that's worthless, they sold it to you for $1 billion, but it doesn't do anything, you wasted your money. So I'm teaching you how to make quality stuff. Now you can buy this from the link. Scroll down, just click on it. It says where to. Click here, buy me. It goes to where I buy my CBD from another website. She's awesome. Don't get me wrong. She's awesome. Now, I'm not trying to get anybody in trouble. They actually send you everything you need to know about police and law enforcement. They try to raid you, whatever. They give you paperwork. It's legal. Almost every state, at least 48 states, I believe, it's all totally legal CBD. There's a few holdouts, but that will change one day. I'm not telling you to go sell this as weed. I'm not trying to, no. This is just product making, okay? So let's go for it. This is a 1/4 pound, a QP. So the 1/4 pound, yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. You really only need a 1/4 pound for a lot of product. And I'm gonna show you how to break it down. You don't need these big nugs or nuggets. These are huge. You need to break them down to put 3 in each bottle. Out of 1 nugget, you could probably get 6 to maybe 8 bottles. 1 nugget, and I'm gonna show you right now, okay? So once you have your CBD, put that down. You have your MCT oil, which is already poured into our warm bowl. It's already warm, okay? So I'm gonna put this away for now because I need space. You have your lighter if you need to warm the bowl up. But for now, we are gonna light some incense because it is strong. That is strong. So we're gonna light the incense. Okay. So we're gonna combat that smell with some incense. So our first little bottle is very, very tiny. And remember, you're gonna need your sifter. We're gonna need that little small sifter. You get your small one, put it down, or you can use the big one, okay? So you need to gather all of the ingredients, because remember, we're gonna make our little CBD oil for our face. Now there's 2 ways you can do this. You can actually put the CBD in here, or you can drain it, which we're about to do first. The first step is always like kind of the time consuming process of draining it and making it a CBD oil, a true CBD oil that no one can contest. No bullshit. No, no, it's the real deal. Now it is pungent. If you go around with this, a drug sniffing dog's still gonna pick up on it. You try to take it through the airport, they're still gonna pick up on it, but it's legal. They might ask you to throw it away. They might ask you, hey, we gotta confiscate it, but you're not gonna get arrested for it. It's CBD. They have testing machines right then and there. They can test it. But I wouldn't try to travel with this. You can ship it, that's fine. The US Postal Service is even fine with that. But trying to carry this to your everyday, if you have a government job, and I do mean anything, state, government job, local even, don't fuck around and take this on your base or whatever. Those drug dogs or canine sniffing dog, CDS dog is gonna pick up on this easily. They can smell it probably before the car even drives up. The smell carries. I shit you not. We all know how it smells. So be careful. So this one is what we're going to show you first with the straining process, and we're going to put it into these bottles, but make sure you get everything ready. So remember, get all your filters, get your first bottle ready. Get your big bowl. You always need your big bowl first. So the big bowl is always going to be placed first. Take all your other instruments if you need cups or your measurements, gauze pads, strainer, and put this strainer inside the bowl, okay? So what I meant by the gauze pad earlier, when you unravel it, and this is the face mask that you use for your facials, whatever, but I'm just showing you, you can use gauze pad if you want to. This is actually a couple masks. I'm just gonna use one. You're gonna fold it, fold, put it right on in there. Okay, so it just looks like that. That's all, easy. Put it back in, and this just works as a strainer. It just strains so the leaves don't get into your mix. If there are some leaves that get in there, just re-strain it. That's all you gotta do, all right? So you get your stuff, your CBD. So for this one, we're gonna put outside because the strainer, we don't have anything to strain just yet. You get your warm oil. Your warm oil, you're gonna put your CBD in the oil, okay? So this is your oil. Take your CBD, put it in the oil. Put it in the oil. And look how big, damn, good grief. It's good stuff. You only need about a handful, like 2 handfuls should do it, maybe 3, and you still have a lot left. I'm gonna show you this goes a long way. So let's put this somewhere. Ugh. Don't fall, please don't fall. Okay. All right, get your big bowl out of the way a little bit. So your bowl is saturated with the CBD. So the CBD that's in there is already warm. So you only need to let this sit for about maybe 5 to 10 minutes. That is it. You don't need to let this sit overnight. You don't need to sit. Remember, the CBD that you have the link to is already decarboxylated, meaning it already dried somewhere. It already got its little terpenes changed over, the little molecules that turn into the nice potent medicinal side of the CBD. So you don't need to have this straining and sitting for like ever. That's why you grab your chopsticks, or you can use a spoon. You can use your finger if you want to. Like dip it in there. Yeah, give a taste of it. Do what you got to do. So you just lightly moving it around. And as you can see, it already took over the oil, the color of it. Not just because there's a lot of CBD in there, but remember the terpenes are being dispersed. They're bursting. They're like, ooh, what is this oil? Let's go in here. Let's party. Let's lather up. Let's take a bath. That's all it's saying to you. So give it a nice little mix. And when I'm mixing, it's just a nice slow mix. That's all. Nothing crazy. It's a nice slow mix. Now, again, in other videos, people do it differently. Yes, they go through a whole distillation process with the distillery. They go through a whole, man, it's a process, hydroponic, whatever. I'm like, man, you don't really have to do all of that. It's already been dried, cured. It's ready to go. It's ready. So you don't need to really do the bullshit like everybody else has been doing. Now, again, I only wait 5 to 10 minutes, but for you, you can wait longer. You can actually have this sit for like a whole day. Yeah, let it sit. Let it sit for 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. You don't need to. It's going to be the same potency, I guarantee you. Now, there's test strips, there's testers. The testers are like hundreds of dollars, if not thousands. You can test every little thing to see the quality of it. Yeah, but that costs out. It's pretty expensive to do that. Or you can send this away to a lab if you want to, just to test again with the oil or the MTC oil mixed in with it. So right now, our CBD is at a 24% potency of CBD. It does not mean when I take one nugget, I get a full 24%. No, that's the whole bag. If you smoked the whole quarter pound, that's 24% of CBD intake that you're going to get. Yes, it will make you feel really, really nice, but it's not going to get you high. There is no high in this. There's no THC. The tetra hydrochloride, whatever. Man, I can't even think of the whole name. But THC, the tetra part of it, that's the stuff that gets you psychedelically fucked up. That messes up the psychosis and you can't even think. Oh yeah, that's an indica. Put your ass in the couch. Or you can have a sativa that's THC as well. That mellows you the fuck out. But CBD is like a super light form of a sativa. It's sedative. Nice. So now that I've been talking for about a good 3-4 minutes, it has fomented or fermented. Oh yeah. And then you take a whiff or smell. And it's not too pungent, because remember the oil, when it mixes in with it, it takes away the dankness. The dankness is like, yeah, it smells good to some people. They're like, man, I love it. It's so strong. Sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes it's not when you want products. That's why you're using this type of oil, MCT oil. It has no smell, but it's a polysaccharide. And those polysaccharides, they're not a monosaccharide. Mono is just one. Poly means millions and billions of whatever oils or molecules that bond together. Those protons, those electrons, those neutrons, covalent bonding and all that good stuff. So it bonds to the oil. Oil really doesn't give off a smell anyway. Even if it is a sunflower oil, which we're going to use in a minute, sunflower, you smell the sunflower of it. But the oil that's mixed in with sunflower oil, you don't really get all oil from a sunflower seed or any seed. They're mixing it with something. So, but that smell, that nutty smell, is the sunflower. This actually binds. The sunflower oil did not bind to that oil, so you still get the aroma. You see what I'm saying? So for this, you get the aroma, but it covers the strong, pungent odor of it, so you don't alert anybody and get in trouble, okay? And so you don't want to put this all on, slather on your face, go to work. Oh, girl, you smell like weed. No. They would have to really be up on you, all up, kind of like licking your skin to really see or taste the CBD or whatever. But that's crazy. So, right, you smell a little bit, but you have to, and this is a whole bunch, and you still only smell a little bit. Not when I open up the bag. When I open up the bag, whew, you could, but the oil calmed it down. This is CBD. So it's still there. It's just, like secret. It's seductive. It's in there. It's like, ooh, we bonded to this oil. So now you're going to get your sifter. Because remember, I've been talking and yapping for about a good, like I said, 3, 4, maybe 5 minutes. Get your big bowl. Put it down. Your big bowl, get your gauze pad ready, or gauze. I guess you don't have to have gauze. I just put in there. If you want to, cheesecloth, you can put the cheesecloth in there. If you choose to, it's up to you. Or you can take all of it out and just use the strainer. You'll have a few tiny little bit of leaves, but it's nothing. It's nothing. Your product will still work wonders. And some people like that. Some people, you're going to see the products we're going to make, it's going to have the full CBD and the leaves, because people love to see that. And you can have some people who don't want the CBD leaves or any type of flower at all. They want to smell it, but they don't want to see it. So we're going to make both versions, okay? This one we're gonna strain, put this in the big bowl. Like so, like that. It's nice and juicy. Now, when I pour this in here, I've seen people throw away the CBD or leaves from tea. I'm like, you're crazy. There is still medicine in there. There's still goodness in there. It didn't saturate, or it didn't combine all of the CBD in just 10 minutes. Now, like I said, if you want to wait a whole day or 2 days or 3 days, oh yeah, it's kind of guaranteed pretty much that it's in there. You can just pour it in one time. You don't have to use the flour anymore. You can just throw it away. But for 10 minutes, it's in there, but we're going to reuse it again for another batch if you choose to. Like I said, you can test it to see how strong it is even after refilling it. I'm pretty sure it's going to be the same thing. So it's up to you. But for now, we're only going to do one pass, all right? So from here, you pour in everything, all the contents. Make sure your handle is away from you. If your handle's on this side and you're pouring with this side, this hand tends to drop and it goes. I've had that happen before, and it went everywhere. I had carpet. Damn, this is hardwood floor, thank God. So pick a place that you know you're not gonna have some sort of carpet like me being a dumbass and hit the damn thing. No, have the handle where you can see it. Again, if the handle's over here and you're pouring, you don't know what you're doing, hey, this thing will come out. But if you're skillful, don't worry about it. For me, I'm just gonna put it on the side because I know my problems. So get the shit ready. It's been baking in there for a while. Oh yeah, bathing. Let's go. And remember, we're pouring everything in there. And see, I used a lot. I shouldn't have even used this much. Tap the booty. But we're gonna lay that down, and we don't tap any booties. We just, do something. All right. And that's all into the. Now, if it's outside of the gauze pad, that's okay. Just reposition them. Move them in up top. Move them in the center. Now, you don't have to totally strain if you don't want to, because when you lift up, I told you nothing would go through. It's just all oil. All oil. And that's what you want to see. CBD. Now, if you do want to strain it, this is what we'll do. Like I said, I used way too much, but that's okay. We're going to take our gauze pad or gauze lining or whatever, pinch it, gather the leaves in there, pinch it. Oh man, spilling, shit. All right, so see how it's all in one little bunch? If you had cheesecloth, it's bigger than this, and you just squeeze. And you see, it keeps, it's a lot. Like it really loves the plant. It will hold on to it, it'll bind to it. Like I said, it's a polysaccharide. For those estheticians who've gone to school, you know what a polysaccharide chain is. You know what the compounds, the elements of it are, and why they bind together, what a surfactant is. If you're mixing certain chemicals, you need a surfactant or a pH balancer. Parabens, some parabens you actually kind of need in certain products, depending on what you're going to use it for, so things don't get rancid or air hits it. So there's things that you need to know and why you need to mix them together, because if they don't mix well, it's going to be a greasy, sloppy mess, and people aren't going to buy that. So just be careful. So see how it's, yes, get that oil, squeeze. And I do mean get all your drops in, get everything, squeeze the life out of it. Like when somebody pissed you off, they cut you off on the road, like, squeeze the living shit out of their damn throat. But hey, keep that in your mind. Don't do it in real life because you go to jail. They're not going to hear what you have to say. You know, the guy could, look, make it home, survive. So take your frustrations out right here making products. There you go. There you go. So now I'm just gonna throw the batch away. You could, like I said, you could reuse this. These are good. You could still reuse it. These nuggets, see, they stick to the cloth. These nuggets are, they're still potent. That's what I'm saying. You can make another batch just from this. Or you can have this stew overnight or 2 days, maybe three. Three is even pushing it too much. That's too long to be waiting. For some people, that's fine. Or a week or 2 weeks, whatever you want to do is super potent at that time, just like fine wine. With time, it gets better. But you just strained it. If you take the strained oil and bottle it, it's the same thing as waiting the 2 or 3 days. Get it? I hope you got that. So no matter what you do, it's still going to be those 2 or 3 days. You still gotta sell it. That's probably gonna be tomorrow or the next day. That's 2 days. Why wait 2 days and then finally go and you just wasted 2 days? So be careful with what you're doing and do it smart. So, like I said, you can still, good grief, use this as another batch. Jesus, if you want to, if you choose to, it is up to you. I do maybe 3, 4. I think everything's pretty much out of it. I don't even smell a smell anymore, so I would just keep it at 3. Remember the rules of 3. You know, 1 strike, 2 strike, 3 strikes. You're out. That's it. That's it. Even in life, you only get about 1 to 2 strikes. The third one, oof, you'd be going to jail forever. So be careful what you do. I know you hear me say it all the time, but it's true. So that's what I'm saying. You probably didn't even need the gauze pad. I just like to squeeze all my essence out of it at the end because you can't squeeze it with this. It's metal. I mean, you'll break it. So now we're going to remove everything and go to the next step.